Okay, when you take a look at this section, this print of the bear print is, once you create it once, you just option and duplicate it to create it over on the other side. Make the purple one, but underneath the purple is the logo of the N and the R. And down below it gives you two variations of the same logo, just different coloring. So it's trying to show you how to place that in there. And tried to at least show you with the font. It says use the font Cooper STD, bold, italic, and you can adjust the leading or adjust the horizontal scale depending on how you do this. And I'm going to show you how to do it two ways just to make it easy. So I'm going to take the text tool and just hit the default section and just click, and I'll just go with the letter N. And I can do a couple ways. I can just select it and stretch it out as long as I hold the shift key down. It keeps it in proportion. If I let go, it makes it distorted upside down, backwards, all the way around. But if I keep the shift key held down, it'll keep it pretty well to the size, just so I can see what's happening. Up at the top as well, you have the character palette, which is going to allow you to adjust this lettering. So I can click on the lettering character right there, and this is highlighted. If I just go ahead and start typing C-O-O-P, it's already going to jump ahead and give me this. Now I could just go straight, or I could do the italic. Okay, the italicized is close. It's not as far enough italicized as the logo, so you could try it either way. But I'll show you just how to do it with a straight line and keep that organized there. Okay, I can also change the font size from here if I need to. Not difficult at all. So I place it over here. Now I want it to have the color in the stroke, you know, the black outline of the stroke, like this. And this way, I can actually adjust this lettering and just stretch it out and see if that's the right size, and I can always distort it back. The tricky part is putting it to the angle, and if you take a look inside some of the keystrokes here, there's one called shear. It's about the sixth one down, and when you open this one up, you can click and drag, and it shears it over. If you hold the shift key down, you can drag it where it's supposed to be. I'm going to undo that. While I still have that tool selected, I'm just going to hit return, and this little window pops open. And this way I can just look on the screen, and I'm using the scroller mouse to change this direction. So you can see that's pretty close to that section. The italicized letter wouldn't go that far. This way it makes it a little bit easier. So I can take the selection tool, that's what the black arrow is, and direct selection is the white arrow. And I can just tighten this up a little bit, and I can stretch it out a little bit this way, and maybe use the arrows on the keyboard just to move it over, just to see how close I am. Not too bad. Right about there. So that gives me the N. Okay. The eyedrop tool, which is the letter I, or just clicking on the eyedrop tool right here, and I can click on this color, and you can see it gives me that color right away. And the stroke, I can just come up here, and you can see that it's giving me these colors. I can double click on this one and just give it black for now, just to temporarily set it in there. But make sure you have this highlighted and click on the black. Now the black stroke, when I click on this one, it lets me do it from the inside, outside, or right down the middle under this aligned stroke panel. So I'm going to put it on the outside and click in the point size and just click up a little bit and make it a little bit larger or smaller there. Okay. Now with the point size, with that, it only works on shapes. This is a font, so it's just going to split it all the time. So you want to remember that one. So the next one is just to do the R. So I'm just going to option and click down here, take the text tool, and just highlight this and type in the letter R. Now you can see that this one looks as if it's customized into the scaling of the size as well. So I'm going to bump it over a little bit. It looks bigger than the actual lettering. And two things that you can do. You can just stretch it to fit, which is probably the easiest way. And there you have it. And the other way is to go in and actually click on the scaling and the and the shearing of that. So you have those two scale tools and option tools. And when you do that, if you just hit return, it'll bring up that window. And it'll give you the last item that you used. And it goes positive or negative, but it gives you that selection. And this time, select this one, hold the eyedrop tool, and click on this part. So I have these two sections. I'm just going to select them both and drag it up to the top here. Okay. And with the R selected, I'm going to click on the eyedrop tool and just click on the letter N. Actually, I'm going to have to click on this color and then select the stroke from inside here. So I can do that. So it'll give you a little bit more control of the coloring. So when you take a look at it from this direction, you can see that part and change the stroke up here. Okay? So once you have that, that's kind of where you're at with that logo. And shift key these two. I'm going to set it over here and group it together. And then just do an option to duplicate it over here and see if you can figure out how to make it purple and gold on the outside. So with these two selected, I'm just going to swap it so the two colors are on the outside of the gold. Click on the black, which is on the inside, and I'm just going to grab the purple, whether it's from here or up here, just with the eyedrop tool. Actually, you'll lose the stroke, so I'm just going to click. I'll show you this part. Where you click, you have this purple on this part, and you can actually take it into your Swatches panel. And if your swatches have no colors, come down to the library, and you can see all these default pieces here, default swatches, and just go to print. And you have to manually do this, but you can select the top, hold the shift key down, and if you select that, hold the shift key down here, and just drag all these colors right up here. So that's the only default part on this one that you have to fix. Okay. With the purple one selected, I can drag this swatch right into here, and it gives me that color. So now, when I click on this logo, black and orange, I can just go ahead and click that piece right there. So now I have these two segments, and what I'd like you to have finished for the picture that you take, since these are grouped together, just drop these down. Take a look at the bear paw, and you'll see that it has the NR on top. So on this one, I'm just going to go to Object and hide it temporarily, and bring a selection of this logo with the option to duplicate it, and just shrink it down with the Shift key and place it right in there. And then just go to Object and Show All. And so now I have this entire piece finished, not too difficult. And just go to Command 0 and take a look at the layers. Turn off the background layer, so now I have this full page selected. Okay. And just do a screenshot of this. I'm just going to hit the Tab key to hide that. And that'll give you a screenshot with the two letters creating that logo up at the top.